So, firstly, let's talk about the IMF requirements. I think one of the key requirements of the IMF was to increase tax revenue. Today, I just came across this article which said that some experts say that top earners are evading tax. How do you see this, and are there any effective measures to address this?
So on taxes, Alanki, our tax revenue has increased
Sure.
overall under this for the last year. It has increased by about 25% from the previous year.
Okay.
But it is true there is tax evasion takes place, and also there are many tax holidays that has been given by the government. I mean, many governments who have been passed. So there has to be measures, and that measure needs to mainly come from the Inland Revenue Department or the tax collection authorities. So we have the Indian Revenue Department, we have the Excise Department, and we have the Sri Lanka Customs. So those are the three main institutes that we have to strengthen. Out of that, I do not recommend on taxes collected mainly at the customs, because tax at a custom means that you are burdening the consumer.
Indeed.
But on the Inland Revenue Department front, I think there has been many changes that has taken place, but I think a long way to go, mainly on digitization aspects and getting everything into one system. If you recall, under the previous government, they mentioned if you are 18 years above, you have to open a tax file and you need to give your TIN number when you're opening a bank account, current account, when you're registering a vehicle, when you're taking a construction permit. Unfortunately, that hasn't been enforced, which I think could have been enforced. But on minimizing evasion, there are two fronts. One is just because you increase the tax rates, when you increase the tax rate above a certain threshold, of course, people evade taxes because they don't see an incentive. It's like just because you increase the tax rates doesn't mean that your tax revenue is also going to go up proportionately to the rates that you increase. At the same time,
but it also creates an unfair system.
Absolutely, it creates an unfair system.